So we'll be discussing about the low-level design of BookMyShow, right? So this session is all about designing a ticket booking system, which is similar to BookMyShow. See, the learnings which you will be getting here, you can apply in any other booking application, which could be Make My Trip or flight booking applications or IRCTC. But yes, this will cover range of applications which are similar to BookMyShow. So yeah, again, we'll do this as a group exercise. So you guys remember what is our approach for designing any app like BookMyShow. Please take a lead and start explaining the design. Yes, so how would you deal with it, right? Who would like to take an attempt here? So assume you are in an interview, you are asked this question. Now it's up to you. How do you proceed and design this application? So interviewer will just say, design a ticket booking system similar to BookMyShow. That's it. Now it's up to you. If you have silence in the interview, interviewer will note down the feedback that yes, interviewer is stuck. He requires hints. So yes, what's the next step? Anil, what would you say in this case?
First, we need to decide all the players in this system, BookMyShow app, right?
Right. So first activity, what you will do is you will decide about the functional requirement, right? Yes, functional requirements. Now, the way you can approach it, you can decide, you can use a use case diagram, right? Use case diagram is another way, or you can list down the requirements, right?
First, we'll go for functional requirements or non-functional requirements.
Basically, go with first understand the functionality. Without understanding the functionality, what performance you will improve, what availability will you improve, what scalability will you improve, right? So first, functional requirements. And we did always functional requirement first. So I'll share this again, the solution template. How should you approach any problem, right? So here, this is Word document which I shared. So here, state the problem, gather the system requirements, right? Any clarification, etc. you can do, but take 10 minutes for that. Ask clarifying questions. First step, yes, here, identify use cases or user stories. This is functional requirement for your MVP. MVP means most viable product, right? Don't go into too much of detail. Yes. Next thing is, after you have done functional requirement, do the non-functional requirement. Let's see. Second order is, it's not first, it is second, right? So non-functional requirement is your second step, because first step is functional requirement. You cannot do that. Yeah. This you would have been doing all throughout in your projects, right? Nothing great. You approach all the projects which is in your professional life this way only. Non-functional requirement will have scale of the application, data volume, how many geographies, region, etc. And then system characteristics, which could be availability, latency, fault tolerance, etc. Right? So this is all about non-functional requirements. Then, yes, you will organize your designing effort. You will note down any assumptions, risk. You will do the back of envelope calculation, and then you will proceed and focus on some of the functional requirements and design it, right? So focus could be there. So then you will proceed with various activities, which could be interface design, database design, key components, etc. Right? So focus on logically breaking down the problem and focus on how to arrive at solution. It's like a real project. Yes, treat it like a real project, and you are the architect, and you are capable of designing similar systems, right? So now let's talk about the use case diagram. Go ahead. See, good that you guys are sharing, because if you are sharing, you will make mistakes and then I can correct it, right? So no problem in making mistakes, because yeah, you are making mistakes now. That means in the interview, you will not make mistakes, right? So next thing is, what is next? Use case diagram. So tell me, what are the functional requirements? Yeah, I will ask everyone to share few functional requirements. Be ready. Others also be ready with all the functional requirements. If you have pen and paper, work it out. Do it. Maybe use it in, create a document in Word in your laptop, or you can use pen and paper also. Give me functional requirement for everyone has to give one functional requirement. Yes. So Anil, you start. I'm going in alphabetical order.
Okay, sir. So I assumed two players in this use case diagram, sir.
Okay.
So first will be like the
Actors,
normal
right?
character
Players.
actors.
In chess game, yeah, we had players, but here you will have actors, right? Actors or users, right? Absolutely. Sure. What are the users?
Obviously, the first users, like we will put the people who are using our application.
Right? Customers, right? You can call it customers and users, right? Or movie buffs. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, if some sport event is there or any other event is there, these are the users, right?
Right.
You give a name. What is the other user?
Other users, one other user can be, say, we can be some administration system in a
Yes.
our.
Great. Nice. Right. So admins who will be updating the movies, updating the cinema halls, theaters, etc. Right. Absolutely right. As an interviewer, now I will interrupt. I'll say we will focus on this user. So give me requirement for the end user only. Let's ignore about the admin user, right? So, right, correct. So for the time being, just consider requirements for end user.
Yes.
So give me requirement for end user. Good, you have identified the users correctly.
Yes, sir. So I think I will start with the easiest use case. That will be like for a customer to create his profile. I think we can start from there.
Okay. So that is, I will call user profile management, right?
Right.
Okay, good. What
Um,
else?
Then another use case can be like if I log into BookMyShow, what will I check for? Like I will be obviously like I will be search for movies.
Searching movies. Okay. Good. Nice. Perfect. Sure. So this is use case 2. Again, as an interviewer, I'll interrupt. I'll say, we'll not be discussing about profile management. This is common. It's not that complicated. The core use case is, what's the core use case? Is booking a ticket, right? So we'll focus on that. Yes. So Nivin, go ahead. Can you elaborate this use case, which is searching movies?
Searching movies.
You really search movies, or what you do? How do you go and use BookMyShow?
We search for the available tickets in all the movie theaters, right?
Yes. Okay.
So,
Okay.
so
Right. So what is this use case all about? What is the input? What are various options?
availability.
Yes.
Availability.
Right. Okay. Let me help you out here. In BookMyShow, availability is there definitely, but how do you start? You select the city, right? That you may select Hyderabad. Yeah, your location. So first step is user selects the city, right? Before searching the movies, there are various ways. So there are different flows. One is you can search the movie, but you will have to first select the city. Then you can search for movie or you can search for cinema theaters, right? Because these are the, yeah, you can search for film stars also. If you want to view the movie of favorite star, need not have to be the name of the movie. You can search with various parameters, right? For the movie. Yes. So this is a use case. So you will have search feature, which
This
will
can, sir, one doubt. This can also be a one-time selection, right? Let's say if we on app registration, if we enable GPS globally, I mean, like by default, then we
right,
don't
city is
select.
automatically selected. But yes, sometimes you may want to book a ticket for another city, right? Because you can do advanced booking also. So you
Correct.
have
Yes.
to choose city. For convenience, GPS selection is also available if you have enabled selection of location for the app, right? But
Correct.
yes, if you should understand that you have to select the city, then you have to search on different movies which are playing in the city. Maybe you will also have to select the date, right? So next step is you have to select the date and time, right? Day and time, date and time you have to select, and then you will see the movies, right? And you can search the movies with various stars, right? So date is what you have to select, right? Time, you can get exact time also. So yes, I would just say time is not that important, but yes, date is important, right? But yes, you can select various parameters, which could be movie by rating. You can select movie by stars, movie by language, movie by genre, right? Whether you want action movie or you want drama movie or any kind of movie, you can select, right? This is another use case. Okay. Then, yes, Seetal, what else you have in BookMyShow? What is the other use case? Are there more use cases or that's all?
We after selecting the cinema theater, we need to select the chairs, seats.
Perfect, perfect. Yes, so user will select the city first. They will select the date and they will search the movie, and for a movie and for a theater, you will do the seat selection, right? Correct.
Yeah.
So user selects seat. Yes, perfect. Okay. What else?
Then he or she will be redirected to the payment page.
Yes.
The
Yes.
payment.
Right. Before selecting the seat, yes, you will also select your seat type, right? So whether you want gold class, premier class, whatever class it's called, right? So select category. I will say set a correct category and seat, and then you will also specify how many number of seats you want.
Required.
Yes, number of seats. Now you guys have stopped going to movies, I believe, right? Now, so you select number of seats. What else?
We accept their terms and conditions also.
Sure, sure. Okay, good, good. This is nice observation. Yes, and yes, this will fetch you extra credit. Yeah, because good attention to details, right? Accept terms and conditions. Yes, booking terms and condition, cancellation policies and etc. Right? No so policy etc. will be there. Yes.
Then during this selection, after the accept terms and conditions, there is also a selection for snacks, pre-book the snack.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you can do some additional booking also. Perfect. Okay. So you can select the services, I will call, right? So books and select additional services, right? Yes. So you can book popcorn, Pepsi, samosas, etc. Right? Yes. Okay. What else?
Then we make the payment and download the ticket or
Sure, sure. Right. So then next thing is, maybe let me use this as a separate use case. Case is a payment, right? Make payment. So user pays, right? And again, you can have subcategories here via credit card, debit card. You can say pay UPI, etc. Right? Various options are there for payments. Yes. Now, any additional use case?
one question.
Yes.
Are we just focusing on the movies and not any shows or events or sports events?
Right, right. Yes, yes. Yeah, let's focus on the movies, right? Sports events will also be similar, right? Maybe sometimes seat selection may not be there, but let's focus on movies. Yeah. If it is a live play or music concert, yes, but this is good question. You can ask the interviewer initially that are we doing movie ticket booking only, or do we need to support booking of music concert or sports event, etc. Right? So any other difference you have? What would be the difference in case I say, okay, let's do the booking for sports events as well? Say IPL match. Any differences are there? Technical differences?
There could be something which is live on the app and outdoors. Could be. I'm not sure.
Okay, okay. Yeah. See, for if suppose you are booking an IPL match also, you will select the city, you will select the date, you will select a match, right? If there are multiple matches in that city, date, you will select, and then you will select also the category of the booking, seat booking, which you want to do. You will also do the acceptance of terms and condition. And then you can also book additional services or may not be available because yes, you don't get popcorns and all that in the IPL match. But yes, you will pay the charges, ticket booking, ticket booking amount using credit card, debit card, or UPI or various other modes could be there, net banking, etc. Right? So almost the same. If it's a music concert, it could also be same. Maybe the category of seats are standing outside or sitting in nice lounge, right? So this could be category. Maybe the seat is not reservable. In IPL match, maybe they just you book for the category. You may not choose an exact seat number because there you go and wherever you want, whether you want sitting in the first row or at the top or wherever, you can do that. Yes. So there could be slight difference, but if you do the movie booking, you will cover most of the scenario, all the scenarios, all possibilities. So this is the focus for today's class. Let's focus on movie booking because it's the most complex one. Clear? Or any other suggestions? Any other use cases?
So after paying, we can send notifications to the configured email or phone number.
Okay, confirmation, not notification, is it?
Yeah.
After booking?
Yes, yes,
Can
after
set
paying.
and modify tickets.
Okay, okay. Yes, right. So, okay, nice. So you have, let me send notifications, right, for booking confirmation. Yes, and then we got another use case, which is modify booking, right? Modify booking. What kind of modification? What
Does
modify?
does BookMyShow allow modifying the ticket?
Canceling the ticket is there, right?
Yeah, canceling is there.
Cancellation
Cancel and
is there,
rebook.
right? So modify or cancellation, right? So yeah, basically, yes, you have to cancel and then book another. You can't modify sometimes, but yes, let's assume. You never know, tomorrow they may introduce this feature. Yes. But yes, again, our goal is not to know the correctness of the requirements we are designing by ourselves. So you are free to choose, right? Some feature which is not there also, you can talk about which you would like to wish in the app. Because now here you are playing a role of architect for BookMyShow. So it's up to you what you want to do. But yes, this looks decent set of requirements. Correct?
In history.
Yes. So yes, definitely I will now move on to this is functional requirements. You may draw this as a use case diagram also, but you can also list it as a text.
So one doubt here.
Yes.
Let's say nowadays, I mean, I'm not sure though. In BookMyShow and other booking applications, it might, I mean, get our history and identify. Let's say if the regional language which I would prefer, that will come in the top, right? It's kind of recommendation will happen, right? Should
Yeah,
we
your preference could be
use
there. Yes. Okay. So yes, this is a good suggestion. Now see, AI is everywhere. You may get recommendations based on your previous booking history. Yeah, based on your profile, based on your interest, based on your previous transactions, you may get recommendations for the movie. So let's just skip that. Let's say that advanced feature is not there. We are doing MVP. So that's what I have said. Minimum viable product. In my minimal viable product, we will have to get this because this is our first version for the app. Yes. Okay. Great. So definitely no few of the non-functional requirements. Let's start with non-functional requirements. Now let's come back. Yes. Anil, what are the non-functional requirements?
So actually, I need a little heads up on this. For non-functional requirement, how should we start thinking? So, in which
Yes, the
terms should we?
application should support many users. Right?
Yeah, like should we like define our own statistics, our own data, like this much users will be logged in? Like,
Yes. What do you think? How many users are logged in BookMyShow?
yeah, let's say so like 1 million users
Right? Yes.
in.
Yes. See, it's also important thing to note is maybe now no one is very less users are in BookMyShow, but on Friday evening there will be millions of users. Before an IPL match, you may have 1 or 2 days before, you will have a lot of booking, right? Booking may open on some time. If some popular concert is or popular movie is coming, as soon as the booking is opening, you will have lots of users and maybe not too many users in non-peak hours, right? If there is no holidays, working day, maybe less users. So that kind of traffic is called spiky traffic. Yes.
Okay, so
So you have to
spike.
support millions of users because yes, in BookMyShow, it's there in hundreds of cities, right? And you have to make an app to be profitable. You have to make it global app. So most of the applications would be global. So we can also assume that this app is available worldwide. You can book movie tickets everywhere in the world. At least as an architect, you have to have this vision. Maybe you launch in different countries one by one, but yes, you will have a vision and architecture that this will be available in all the countries. So you will have millions of users definitely booking and using it. Yes.
Yes, right.
So let's not worry about that exact 1 million users, because as I said, we will be focusing on the low level design. So we will get into database design mostly here. So what else? What other are non-functional requirements? One is scalability, right? So this is many users. That means scalable.
Security, encrypt user information.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes, it should be able to handle the payments securely. Right. So you say security for payments and personal details. Right. Your credit card number should be stored securely. Your phone number, etc., email ID should not be shared with others. Right?
Consistency will do so. Like that data should be there. Like if I do a booking, even if I come back after, and I should see my bookings.
Yes, yes, yeah, that definitely will be there, so that you can assume, yeah, consistency, data consistency should be there. But yes, this is a
Availability.
good question. This is a good point, really very good point, but not the exact requirement. What do you think would be the exact requirement? When I make the payment, when should I get the confirmation?
Like
Right?
yeah.
Responsiveness. The application has to be responsive, right? Yeah, maybe I do the booking, it is not showing. That happens sometimes. But yes, after half an hour, if I check, it shows up. This is fine. Yeah, that consistency is also fine, but is not a good user experience. Good user experience is probably I see the status that my booking is in progress. And then once the booking is finalized, confirmed, I got the notification. So you should get, I would say, this application should be responsive, right? In everything, every feature. When I'm doing when I'm selecting a city, list of city should come up really fast, load very fast. When I'm selecting movie or searching movie, date, theater, everything should show up fast. Yes. And also it should show consistent information that if I'm booking a ticket, it should not happen I end up in the theater and that movie is not playing in that theater, or the seat is not booked, right? My ticket is invalid, or they say, no, the show has now been cancelled, or the timing is wrong. So information should be correct. Yes. But yes, it should also be responsive. It should update and show you all the information fast so that you get a good user experience. So responsiveness, it should be easy to use, right? It should not happen like I have to enter too much of data and it becomes very difficult to book a ticket. Is a usability. Right. Any other requirements? Nivin?
Availability.
Okay. What should be the availability?
It should be available 24/7.
Okay. 24/7 availability. What if it's down?
That could be maintenance period.
Yeah, some maintenance period is acceptable, right? Because you can't have 100% availability, because you have you may get sometimes some crashes or some issues because of which your site is not available. But yes, still you have to have a contract, right? So it should be like, say, if it is down for few hours in a year, right? That should be fine. So you can say up to this availability. Yes, percent availability. Yeah.
Performance.
Yes, what should be the performance?
I should be able to handle minimum of 1,000 concurrent users, so that performance degradation, they don't experience performance degradation.
Right, 1,000 is less. It should be million. Yeah, millions of users. Because see, it's all around the country or all around the world. New movie comes, Adipurush, everyone will be booking, thousands of users. Definitely, you will have more than 1,000 users you will get in one city. Yeah. And if it's in hundreds of cities, you will easily get millions of users all trying to book as soon as the booking is opening. Right? For IPL match also, in one city, you will get more than 1,000 users. So you have to deal with millions of users per second. These many requests per second. Everyone is entering and booking the ticket. Reasonable? 1 million user per second.
Yeah.
Right? So yes, this is what this is, yes, see, scalability. This is also scalability. Scalable up to 1 million requests per second. Performance when they are 1 million user, what should be the performance? Say if you are searching for the movie, what is the expectation? How fast the search result should get populated?
2 seconds.
Less than 2 seconds, right? So yeah, see, you are the architect, you can decide, or you can clarify with the interviewer. Is it fine if I say 2 seconds is the wait period for searching, right? So this two periods, 2 seconds is maximum, lesser is better. Now even many sites, they do sub-seconds also, milliseconds. People, you can get even 2 milliseconds level. So even, no, maybe some interviewer may say that, okay, could be 500 millisecond, or could be 200 millisecond, or should be 100 milliseconds, right? Sometimes. But let's say half a second, so 500 millisecond is also sometimes expectation when I'm doing some searches which are low volume. Correct? Because here you see, you don't have to search a lot of data. How many movies would be playing now in all over the world, or in all over India, assume, let's say in India, because world we don't know. But yes, maybe we can multiply by 100. That would give us some estimate about how many movies would be playing all around the world. But let's discuss in India. How many movies? Right? There are so many movie industries, Bollywood, Tollywood, Collywood, etc. Right? So everywhere, how many movies would be playing? Yeah, there may be some shows also. But yes, say it should be 1,000 or less than 1,000, right? 1,000, if you can design, is a fairly big number. So in the data, you have for 1,000 movies, the information, right? All across India. So if you have thousands of records, we should be able to do it less than indefinitely less than second. We will have powerful servers, right? So I'm just keeping it 500 milliseconds so that we can provide best-in-class user experience, very fast, instant results could be there, right? Can we do that? We'll use caching also. We can cache all the 1,000 movies data. No problem, because not a big volume of data. So we can get 500 milliseconds. Right? Agreeing? Or
Right.
any other challenges are there, right? Should be manageable. Yes. Great. What else?
Would code maintainability come?
Yes, definitely. No, all other stuff should be there. So our application should be usability, maintainability. It should be having extensibility. We should be able to fix bugs, etc. So this is fine. Yeah, good. We have done non-functional requirement also pretty well. Right. So let's think about what all entities we should store. Let's dive into the design part, and I'm skipping the capacity planning. because we are not doing high level design. We are doing low level design. That means we will be designing the database for this application, because most of the booking thing, if you can design the database, that also is very complex, correct? Because you have to ensure if there are only one seat left and thousands of users are trying to book the seat at the same time, only one user gets the seat, right? So that is the most complex part in this system. So as an interviewer, I will ask you that, yes, let's not discuss about the overall system design, because I understand you would be able to design a high scale system where you will have multiple servers, and probably you have to also store the photos of the movies, sometimes trailers as well. So some videos and images you also need to store, because the image of movie, thumbnail, etc. would be required if someone wants to watch the trailer of the movie. That should be available. But yes, assume you will be designing, you will be able to design that. So that is not a big deal, but big deal is here, maybe as an interviewer, I ask you to focus on the database design and how will you ensure that with so many users booking the seat, you only allocate the seat to one user, right? And what kind of database design you would use is what the focus of today's session. So tell me
one doubt here.
what, yes.
One doubt here. So, in a real interview,
Yes.
after non-functional requirements, should we go for low-level design or capacity understanding and
Yes,
high-level
right.
design, and then
Yeah.
low-level design? Or I mean,
Yes.
I just want to understand this
Yes,
structure.
right. See, yeah. You should know before the interview whether it's a low-level design interview or a high-level design interview.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So check with the recruiter, or you ask in the interview, to the interviewer, are you interested in the high-level design or should I do low-level design? Right. So here, interviewer has said, do the low-level design.
Okay.
Right. So when you say you do the low-level design, so I don't need to plan the servers, how many servers, load balancers, etc. I have to come up with the algorithm. I have to design the structure of my code. Actually, how I will be implementing it. I have to design it. Yes. So to implement this, definitely important step here is designing the database. So let's assume our interviewer may ask you to do things in a specific area. So here, interviewer has asked you to discuss the database design for this system. Yes, so go ahead. Tell me what tables, how will you design the database for this?
Sir, one doubt.
Correct, go ahead.
At this point, like, should we think about like whether it should obey ACID principles or like all that thinking comes at this part?
Right. Yes, definitely. So yes, what do you think? Should it be ACID compliant?
I think it should be ACID compliant. Sir.
Yes, absolutely. Right. So yeah, you have to, because it should be consistent, it should be atomic, it should be complying to all the principles. That means it should have the data integrity and you should have all other features of ACID, including the durability of information. Right. So yes, definitely it's a ACID compliant database. You can use relational database. We will discuss relational database because see here you have relationships. City has theaters. Theaters have movies, or theaters have halls. Halls are playing movies. And in each halls, there are multiple category of seats. And in various category of seats, you have possibility of booking. And for each of the hall, you have multiple shows, right? And for a particular show, you can book the seat. So there is so many relationships. Better to use relational database here because you can model relational in the relational database, all these associations, relationships, right? So let's talk about how will you design it. Tell me the tables, what you will do. So the way to do it, see, we have the functional requirement. You have to pay attention to this part. Definitely. This part, definitely you can't use this to design the database. So yes, you have to think about this part. From here, you will get what tables you need. First use case, user profile, right? So let's do this. Let's create a table. User table will be read. We don't need to give exact number of details, maybe user ID, name, email, address, maybe more age, etc. Right? Could be there, but yes, user table is there. So you share this. Now, next. Who will tell the next tables? Yes.
So
Anil?
please,
Movies.
So you said place. Place is a, see, you have to decide whether you need a table or you need a field, right? So, but yes, I take from Sheetal, she is saying movies. Yes, okay. So let's talk about movies, right? So let's have a
Movies or
movie table.
event.
Yeah, movie or event. But yes, as I said, we are focusing on the movie booking because movie is the most complex. IPL match or music concert, or they are less complex because you don't have to select the seat. Yes, you have only one show. It's less complex. But yes, if you design movie, definitely you will be able to design for events also. But yes, you can have the events or movies table, right? So let's use this for both movie or event. So yes, tell me what columns will you have for movie?
Movie ID, movie name, and the hall in which it is going to be shown in.
Title, okay. Name, I'm just using title. Okay, maybe you have the description of the movie also. You need or not,
Yeah.
right? So some description and then some other fields like duration. Okay.
The hall in
All.
which it is typical.
All should contain which movie is playing or movie should contain which hall it is getting played. How to decide? See, this is tricky question, right?
all
That
should contain.
is dependent, right? Movie should have a list of.
We can have hall ID here and create a hall table.
Yes, right. So let's do that. Yeah, we'll come to that. Yes, I see you guys are a little confused about should we have the information in both the tables, that in which halls what movies are playing, and in for movies you have the list of halls. All these things we will discuss that. But yes, right now we need another table. Let's park that question and we have that table which is theater or hall or whatever here. Okay, let me correct this spelling here. Now it's correct. So you will again have theater ID. Yeah, that's easy part. What else?
Theater location.
Yes, right. So name, address of theater. What else?
Number of bodies inside the theater.
Number of?
Like showing halls inside the theater.
Number
like,
of seats.
Not number of seats. I mean, like one theater might have different. I mean, more than one bodies, right? How do you say that?
More than one categories.
No. So one theater can have n number of halls. So in each hall, different movies will be
Okay,
played. So
okay,
that's
okay.
what I mean.
Halls, right? Yes, yes, right. So that you can have, or you can, there are one more way to deal with it. Let's say there is a mall, right? Say, let's talk about Forum Mall, right? Forum Mall has, say, 8 halls, right? I can call this Forum PVR Hall 1, right? I can treat them as separate theaters, separate halls, right?
But if I treat them as different halls or different theaters, but if you search in BookMyShow app, if you search on one theater, it will show the different halls, right?
Yeah, location is there, right? So location, it shows the location. Okay, okay. If you want to show that way, you can have the theater and then you can have halls, right? So you can have the halls, right? Yeah. What will you have in hall table? I remove this. What will you have? ID? What else?
Theater
Number of
ID.
seats.
Theater ID, right?
Oh.
And maybe name
Name.
of, yeah, correct. And
Number of
something more.
seats.
Okay, number of seats.
So the number of seats should be in the hall rather than being in the theater, right?
Okay, okay, sure. Yeah, we now changed it, so we can put here.
Also, the movie being played, we can have the column.
Movie which is being played in the hall. Yes, okay, okay, great. But
Movies
now,
being played.
yes, now the problem is a hall may have multiple movies, maybe in the morning show they are playing some other movie, and evening show they are playing in some other movie. That happens, right? Every show has a different movie. So how will you deal with this?
We should have movie IDs also in the hall. And based on the ID, we'll have to map with in the movie table, we should have the timing also.
Movie
Within the
table, you have a
uh,
timing, okay?
timing. So if we can map between the whole,
But see, movie can be in multiple time, right?
correct, yes.
And every day there could be different time. On Sundays, maybe you have 5 shows. And on Saturdays or on Monday, there may be 2 shows, 3 shows. So that could be different.
So then in hall table, can we have even the time and movie ID as a primary key altogether here? So when both are primary key plus ID and theater ID. So for each movie being played at a certain time, 10 a.m. Movie number 1, 2 p.m. movie number 1. There won't be, and I don't think we'll get error also here because one of them are different. Time, which is a key, is still different.
Yeah. So you will have in hall what movie ID and time.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So let me put that. Yes. So movie ID and time is there. Yes, here. And day also, no, because I said in some day there may be more shows, some day there may be less show.
Yeah, date and time we can have.
Yes, so you have date also, right?
Can you once again tell that what will be the primary key? I mean, like, So if the table structure is like this, movie ID, one
Yeah.
whole ID can have multiple
See,
movie
it's
IDs.
getting complicated. It's getting complicated. Yes. And then the thing is, there is price also. I will also want to have different prices for different shows and different categories of the seats also. So tell me now, let's talk about how will you store different categories of the seats, because you are just storing number of seats. So how will you store if you have, say, 5 or maybe say 20 gold class seats and maybe 50 normal seats? How will you store that information? Maybe in some show, some seats may be under repair also, right? So some seats are not available for booking. Or in some shows or some theaters, you may have no classification, all the seats same side. So you have different options of categories and different option of pricing for each of these categories. How will you store that? Yeah.
So can we have a separate seat table?
Seat, right? You have a seat
Ah.
table. Okay, okay. Good suggestion.
That case, like we can include the site hall ID and theater ID,
Okay.
and also
So
like
in
some
this
status, like if it is
all
occupied or
ID and theater ID. Okay.
then the type, maybe what type of seat it is. Is it a like balcony
Type.
or
Okay, okay.
then is occupied or something, which will we may know that.
Status, right? Yes, status. Occupied, it could be booked or available, or maybe under maintenance or repair, unavailable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Now, one more problem. If I book this seat, I might have only booked it for one show. It should be available for the other shows. Right.
Right.
So how will you get that information that for which show I have booked this seat? Think about how will you solve this problem? Yeah. Because now next problem is you have to solve that problem that one seat is available. It should be bookable by only one person for a particular show. Because
We have
some
one more.
information, if you miss out, then you will have that condition that multiple people will be fighting in the hall for the same seat. Yes.
So we'll have one more field, like there may like all will be generalized, right? There can be noon show, second show. So when I'm doing the booking, that one in the seat table, I can register which show I am booked.
So you want another column, show
Show.
number you can put, yes. Show number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that.
But
Yeah.
this will differ from theater to theater and hall to hall, right?
Yes, yes. Right.
But in that case, it will be too much complex, right?
Yeah, it's getting complex, right?
Even the hall table is, I mean, like, it seems to be very complex. I mean, hall ID, one hall ID, one movie. I mean, like, let's take the case of hall table here.
Yes.
It will have hall ID, movie ID. So let's say how many number of movies, and it will have a lot of hall entries here, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Right.
and seat will have even more entries.
Yes, but that's what you have to solve.
Yeah.
So you have to design the BookMyShow. You are the architect. You have to design the database. And that's why I'm discussing this, because it's complicated. Yes, you have to apply all the principles of database design. Yes.
We should have something like flag in the seat table, which will
Okay.
show that it is booked from this period to this period.
So you need a
time,
time, right? Start time, end time.
time, yeah. Plus,
Yes.
we should have the theater ID, the hall ID also, right?
Yes, that's there. So theater
Okay.
ID is there. Hall ID is there for the seat.
And we should have the user ID also, for which user the seat is being booked from that time to time.
Okay. Okay. Who is the user ID for this? Then price also you would need.
Yeah.
Yes, see, now it's
But if that is the case, then theater, hall, everyone should, every table should have user ID, right?
hall should also have user ID. How will you get which user has booked the seat? Okay, now let's say we don't have this user ID.
No, but in hall, why do we need user ID? Because in hall, we are just telling the hall related data.
Yes, yes. Right. So yeah, hall cannot be booked by user until one user has said, okay, I booked the entire hall. But yes, that's not possible. No, that feature is not supported as of now. But yes, how would you, so should we put user ID here or not is the question.
But before that, the hall table correct as of now?
That you can't ask the interviewer. Hall table has hall ID. Why it's not correct if it is not correct? Yes. Okay. Let's take a pause. Think about all these possibilities, right? Keep thinking about how to solve. There is a solution. Or you can say that, no, this database cannot be designed. That option is also there. It's not possible. Maybe with the relational database, we need to use some other technology. Is it? Is possible. It's possible. Yeah, definitely. In all complex object applications, they use relational database. And it is possible to do design for this. Right? But yes, what I would suggest is, yeah, there is one solution which I feel, yeah, user ID you can put here. This way you know which user has booked the seat. Yes. But which show, yeah, you have show ID also here. Lot of detail. Yeah, this seat table has lot of details. There are some other solutions also, right? Okay. But yes, let's discuss more things also. So if as a user, I want to retrieve my booking, yes, I need to know what is the time of my booking. How will I query that? What time is my booking? As a user.
Sir, once the user is booked, he will have some ID, right? Maybe booking ID or ticket ID, maybe. So,
Okay. But where
like
is that
we will.
booking ID? We
Uh,
don't have booking ID. Right. So you need a table for booking. We have not added it, right? Should we add a table for booking?
yes, sir.
Yes, you would need, because booking ID, booking, yes, I would say best way we have to do is start looking into the objects here. So user was one object. So we created a user table. Then we saw city. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We missed out this information also. Which city is the theater? How will you know? Yeah, we have the address here, right? So in address, yeah, you have city also information. This is solved. Good. We solved this problem. So city is done. What is the date? That date information also we have, right? Where is the date information? On a particular date, if I have to select all the movies which are played, right? How will you get this information? Not available? Date we need to add here, right? Where will you add that date? Okay, give me this solution. This is very important solution because now we are stuck for this use case. User selects city and date. He wants to see all the movies which are getting played on this particular date.
In the movie table?
Yeah, in movie table,
We have to add the date
the date. Okay.
and time that it is being played.
Date and time. Okay. But in different cities, there could be different dates for the movie.
Theater ID and hall ID. We can add.
So you need here theater ID, hall ID. Yeah. Great. Okay. Okay. So this will solve. This is one solution. Okay. So yeah. Let's see then what else is there. So yeah, we can search now movie with date, time, theater, right? Everything is there in the movie table. So I can, we will get that information, right? Date, time, theater ID, hall ID. So this is also taken care of. User selects category and seats, right? So we have a category somewhere. Yeah, in the seats table, we had the category, right? So yeah, we did not put here. Let me add it. Or type. We called it type. Yeah, this is category. Yes, so that's there. You have to verify whether all the functional requirements are satisfied. So seats, number of seats, terms and condition, yeah, that is common across every booking. So that need not have to go into the database. That can be hard coded, right? In some place in the API, in the UI. But yes, you may store it if you want to change it. But yes, that could be a separate information stored in a file or in a database somewhere. You don't have to use it in queries except terms and conditions. Now, what about additional services? We are missing this. I booked a table and I book a seat and I book a Pepsi and samosa. Where is that information stored? I'll be upset if I don't get that samosa and Pepsi.
Maybe in that
Also,
seat.
we have to add the offers, also some discounts we have not considered, right?
Where?
I mean, some
Price, yeah, you have price only. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you have the cashback offers and lot of offers also. Where we will store that? How will you get that offers? If users are not getting offers, then they will be upset. And if you do not provide all these features, the interviewer will be upset.
Offer we can put for the corresponding booking, right?
So in
So-
booking, what you'll do? Offer? No, but where the offer will be coming from? Booking ID is generated when someone is doing the booking.
the user ID, maybe the user will have some scores.
Okay.
Based on that score, like we can give the discount.
Okay.
Like if he's frequently booking.
Based on the score, you have somewhere some offer logic to calculate the offer based on score. Okay. Yeah. That's one solution. Okay.
And for additional snacks, like we can put for the corresponding booking, because if no booking, no snacks.
Okay. Snacks.
That miscellaneous something we will.
Yeah. So snacks, you need to put exactly what snack, because I should get samosa, not chips or some other stuff like cutlet, or I should be able to get exactly that item. Yeah. So maybe yeah, you have a table for snacks and snack ID, and snack ID you assign it here, right?
Right.
Right. So that is, yeah, it's not that complicated, roughly. Like you are booking a seat, you also have to book snacks. Yes, here. So you have a snack ID and name, description, price, right? Correct. And I can book any number of snacks and they are unlimited. We can assume they are available unlimited because they can be prepared on the fly. Yes. So there is no problem that I need to track the number of samosas, number of Pepsis. So even if I order 5 or 10, everything is possible, right? And then you can put the snack ID here. What if I book multiple snacks? How will you deal with this? For a one booking, I ordered many things. Snack 1 ID, snack 2 ID.
I should have a user ID here, and the user ID should be part of the snack table, right? So if that is the case, then
User ID is part of booking, right? Definitely.
user
Should also
is
be part of a snack table.
if that is part of the snack table, then I can map it to the snack, right?
Okay. So user ID here. Right. So okay, let's say, yeah, now interview time up. Interviewer says time up. And this is your design, this you come up. What do you feel? How was the interview?
Tough, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now let me share you some concepts. And after these concepts, in the next half an hour, it will be clear to you. And I will also share how to solve these problems. See, this is getting complicated and definitely, no, it's not going in the right direction. There are a lot of flaws in the database design. What exactly are the problems? I'll discuss and I'll tell you. But for that, you need to take care of few concepts, which I'm telling you now. See, the solution is whenever you design, any database, you should be using normalization. Yes. So let's discuss normalization. You guys know about database normalization? Yes or no?
I heard about the terms like 1NF, 2NF and all, but don't remember it as well.
Right. See, if you have remembered, then you would be able to design this database correctly, right? So what all? Normalization. Yes. You said 1NF, first normal form. So second NF, is there 3NF? Right? There's something called BCNF as well. Yeah, this. So these are the various normalization techniques, right? Or various normal forms, which we should take care while designing the database. So let me discuss all these normalization one by one. So we'll discuss first. So this is about database normalization. Yes. So let's discuss first normal form. You know what is first normal form? Can anyone tell what is first normal form? First normal form says each column contains atomic data, indivisible data, right? So that is one normal form. So everything is indivisible data except some data which is not indivisible. For example, address, right? Address, you can treat it as a single string, or you can treat it as a combination of city, your flat number, area, etc. Right? So that's one thing. But yes, all the columns should be atomic or indivisible, right? Address you can consider as indivisible. So here mostly we are good with first normal form. Yes. Right? Because that's very simple. That is, no, first normal form is the easiest normal form. That means basically every column should store one value. Now let's talk about second normal form. Yes. Second normal form is about primary key. Yes. And it says all the data should be dependent on the primary key. Right? See, let's talk about, we have not discussed what is the primary key in the user table.
The user ID. Sir.
User ID, enough, right? All the data, name, email, address, score, etc., is dependent on primary key. Correct?
Yes.
Yes, because yeah, for a user ID, you will have a score. For a user ID, you will have name, email, address. So looks good. Second normal form is satisfied here. Now, next table, what is the, here we have many IDs, theater ID, hall ID, movie ID. What is the primary key in the movie ID? Because it should be able to uniquely determine a row.
All the three together?
Yeah, you need all the three together. Right, so let me move this all together here. Yes, so movie ID, theater ID, and hall ID. Yeah, now. So this all three together has to, because it's deciding uniquely. But here you see a problem. Assume there is a movie which has, let's say, in this design, I'll tell you a problem. Assume there is a movie. Let's say that movie is Adipurush, right? This is getting played in thousands of theaters. Almost all the theaters everywhere. It's any popular movie will get played. So you will have thousands time the title, description, duration, date, and time. Because you see, it is getting played in many theaters and halls, hall ID. Maybe some movies are also played in multiple halls at the same time. So you'll have so many repetitions of the title, description, duration, date, and time. Yeah, and the same movie is getting played in date and time, in different date and time. So you need date and time also as a primary key. Is it? So yeah, this design, this table is not designed as per the second normal form. We need to convert it to the second normal form. To convert it to the second normal form, all the data should be dependent on the first data. Right? So let's say I remove this. I will put movie ID only as my primary key. So movie ID, title depends on movie ID. Description depends on movie ID. Duration depends on movie ID. And definitely, no, but date and time do not depend on the movie ID. I need to remove that also. But what I can do is I can create, because I lost, now Sheetal is angry because a lot of information is gone. The same problem. Yeah, that how to find out which movie is getting played in which theater and which hall. That information is gone. For that, let's create another table, which is the show table. Yes, it has show ID. It has movie ID. It has theater ID. It has time and date, show time. Right? Let's say we store it in one information, one field, one column itself, show time, right? This is solved. The problem is solved.
Date?
Yes, show time, it contains the date also, right?
Show time can be multiple, right? One show can
Okay,
have multiple
date.
show time.
Yes, we'll put the date. Yeah.
One show can have multiple time, right?
No, show is at a particular time. It is a morning show, evening show, afternoon show.
Okay, okay.
Everyone will be assigned a different ID. Yes. So now you see here, movie ID is title is dependent on movie ID, description is dependent, duration is. Now I don't have to repeat the title multiple times. So data dependencies, the issue of redundancy is gone. let's look into show ID. So here, show ID is primary key, correct? Don't need more IDs here for this table. Show ID can determine unique combination of movie ID, showtime, date, etc. Right? Because what movie is played is dependent on show. Theater also is dependent on the show, because the show is nothing but it's a event which is played in a theater. A movie is getting played at a particular time and date. So everything is dependent on show ID. So now my second normal form is satisfied, and I don't lose any information. Also, if you want which movie is getting played at a particular date and particular time, this table will give me this information. Yes, I don't need to put this information in the movie table. This was the mistake you did previously. Right? You would say, okay, Tarun was happily adding when we were saying he did not corrected us at that time. In the interview also that happened. I was playing the role of the interviewer. Interviewer will always know, maybe he will also sometimes not tell you what is the mistake you have done. You have to identify it yourself, right? So this is your table. So now this part I removed. Yeah, this is some intermediate discussion we had about the forum, all, etc. But yes, theater, okay, theater ID, name, address. So here again, you have second normal form satisfied and hall ID, definitely second normal form satisfied here as well, right? Or hall ID and theater ID, you will have as a combination the primary key. What should you do? Right, you need combination of hall ID and theater ID, because hall number 1 could be there in multiple theaters. Yes.
Yes.
So you have this combination, but again, everything is dependent on this combination of the primary key. Name is dependent on, number of seat is dependent on ID and hall ID and theater ID. Do you need, yeah, movie ID is not dependent on this. Time and date is not dependent. We don't need this information, because which hall has which movie and which shows and all, this information is available already. You don't have to have this information. Yes. Because that information is there in this table. Basically, okay, yeah, I should also have here all ID as well. Yeah. This I missed, because we missed in the previous time. We need all ID also to determine which show is being played. Yeah, so 2 approaches, but yeah, you may try to merge the hall ID and theater ID into a single table. That is also fine. Or keep it separate if most of the halls are, most of the theaters have multiple halls. So that's done. So I'll just skip this. Hopefully you will understand this concept in other places also, right? So yes, seat has a seat ID as well. Yes. Definitely seat ID, you need hall ID and theater, because which seat. Yes. So here in case of seat is represented by combination of everything. Yes. But user ID is not dependent on seat ID.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Because, or you can say, because in the if to the same seat, multiple people can book the same seat. Yeah. And, but yes, you also have this information, which is show. Why not create another? Yeah, but you see, one problem is there here still. That the problem is same seat can have different price in different shows. Okay, so you have one more ID required, because this will not uniquely determine the row. So it's still not the primary key, because the price could be different for the combination depending on the time of the show. Yeah. So here you had the show ID as well. Show ID, start time, end time. But yes, we have the show start time and end time here. So you don't need this information. You have a status, you have show ID, you have price and category. So this way you can have it. One suggestion I also have is, why not have this as just a minute. Let me fix this. Yeah, I'll fix this in notes, no problem. But yes, let me try fixing it. Yes. Other suggestion, what I have is, you can keep a show seat as a separate entity, because a seat ID is there here, and show seat ID is there. And all information, etc., you don't need, because yeah, so here seat
But
ID.
this is against 2NF, right? This
Yeah.
will not satisfy 2NF, right?
Yeah, is because here we are still discussing 2NF. We haven't discussed 3NF. Yeah. So the problem, but I see this problem. Okay, let's discuss this in the next normalization form, which we'll be discussing. Yeah. So let's discuss 3NF. I believe now you have understood. Yes. So booking ID, snack ID, etc. is fine, no problem with that. Let's discuss third and normal. So third normal form says no transitive dependency. Yes. So what do you mean by transitive dependency? Transitive dependency means that A is related to B and B is related to C. Something like this. This is a transitive dependency. Yeah. So that means we should not have, right? So yeah, this is a good point which you hinted about. We were discussing second normal form. So here seat ID, hall ID, theater ID. They are, so seat ID is dependent on hall ID. Hall ID is dependent on theater ID. This is transitive dependency. Yes. Is not in third normal form. Seat ID has a user ID. This is also not required here, because seat will be booked by multiple users. So you'll have a lot of redundancies. So remove this and have this information in the booking ID. Right? You should have the seat information in the booking ID, booking table. One booking will have one user ID and seat ID. But yes, there could be multiple seats which could be booked in a particular thing, because I go with my friends and family members. I book 5 tickets. So how will they have this information? Right? So you have to think of all these use cases. So always, whenever you have more information, you can always split it into a separate table. So see, what I am doing is just whenever I'm seeing there is a duplication of data, I am normalizing. Normalizing means dividing a table into multiple tables. So you have to keep dividing if you get into these problems, which is as per the normal form. And then you will get the right solution. So it's not very tricky. It's very easy. You just have to keep dividing the table. Right? So but yes, before this is very important thing. Now you should also understand is you have to model the relationships. So you are having user, you are having here booking. Yes. You are having here hall. Yeah. You are having theaters. So user thought theater hall, you have shows. And movies. So I'm just drawing 2 more circle or something. Yeah. What happened? I'm trying to get this. Now, this one, and yes, this is movie. Movie, then you have here hall, theater, seats, right? Seats and shows. Before that, shows. And then you have seats. And then you have, yeah, probably snacks also. But snacks is not related to anything. Except, yeah, it's related to the booking. With the booking, I can order snacks. But yeah, these are the entities, correct? So you have to decide what kind of relationship is there. A user can have multiple bookings. So let me use single arrow here. All are. So here, one user can have multiple bookings. Right? I can book as many shows as I want. A booking will always have one user ID. Yes. So one-to-many relationship. Whenever you have one-to-many relationship, you can use one table, which is the booking table. User ID can have multiple bookings. So you can use here this kind of relationship. A booking can have a snack as well. Multiple snacks also can be there. So this is also one-to-many relationship. But yes, don't go into this use case. This is non-trivial use case. A booking is for a show. A booking will always be for one show only. So 1:1 relationship. Clear?
Yes.
A show will have many seats. A seat can be in multiple shows. So many to many relationship here. So when you have such kind of relationship, better to have another table, which is a show sheet. This is what I kind of created. Another table, which is show sheet. Yeah. Which is basically the mapping table between these two. So a show will have show sheets. Yes, and this is a mapping table. So this is multiple here. This is multiple here. Actually, basically what you do is you break it out into a relationship which is one to many. This is a little bit tricky because a show sheet. Show sheet, you got the concept of show sheet. Show sheet is a sheet which is available at a particular show, right? So I'm breaking up a sheet into multiple show sheet. I'm saying what could be booked is not the seat. What could be booked is only the show sheet, because if you see, you're not booking the seat as a entire unit. You're just booking that show seat for that particular show, the right to kind of use that seat. So this is a new entity which I have created. Yes. Show is always there in the hall. Hall is there in the theater, right? So a theater will have multiple hall. Could have one hall also and could have multiple hall. So I can write one to many. A theater cannot have zero hall, yeah, unless if it is having zero hall, then no need to show it in BookMyShow. A hall can have one show or it can have multiple shows, right? So again here, no, a hall will have multiple shows. Yeah. And a show cannot be in multiple halls. Show will always be in a one hall. Yeah. So this is the relationship. So based on this, you see wherever there is a many to many relationship, you can split this.
So one show can have multiple show seat, right? Or the other way.
Yeah, correct. It is the other way, right? So
Okay.
one show can have multiple show seats, and one seat again is available as multiple, yes, show sheets. Yeah, this is
Okay.
it's so, because yeah, one seat will always be one, but it could participate in multiple shows. So this is, yes, I did it reverse, but this is ER diagram. So this is your diagram, and one show will always have one movie. Yeah. So this is also 1:1. So when you do this, you will be able to identify how many tables you need, because you may need either the same number of tables as the number of entities or more, because depending on many to many relationships, right? So here I have show into seats a relationship multiple. So this is the best way to decide how many number of tables are there. We did not did this exercise. If we would have done, we would have got the design correct in the first time, right? But I wanted to purposely demonstrate that what is the challenge you will face in the real interview if you don't do this like this. Then interviewer will take you in the right, because some requirement or the other you will miss. Yes. So you do this and then split this table accordingly. Right. So a booking can be for a show. Now you can verify that all the information is done. Yes. So this is transitive dependencies you have to remove. So I have shared also what is transitive dependencies. We had such transitive dependencies. So you always split the table until you don't have the transitive dependency. Right. Then so let me reduce this. Yes. Now there is another thing which is BCNF. Yeah. BCNF is also called, this is based on the inventor or person who, so Boyce code normal form. This is what BCNF stands for. This is a normal form, is a strict version of third normal form. Right. So it says that it's about non-trivial. Yeah, see, this is only understandable if you know the example. So non-trivial functional dependency. So here, every non-trivial functional dependency must depend on a super key. So this is the BCNF, right? So now let me tell you what is functional dependency. Functional dependency is nothing but a dependency, right? So that is, so I'll give you an example, then it will be clear. And now non-trivial, what is non-trivial? Yeah, so basically I will say every dependency must depend on super key. Yeah, this is how it should be. But yes, when in books they write using complicated language. Non-trivial means, I'll give an example. Let's say I give a simpler example. You have student ID, students, you have courses, you have professor, right? So see, courses, student takes courses. This is functional dependency. Course has a professor. This is a non-trivial functional dependency, right? Because course is a separate identity, professor is a separate identity, but course has only one professor, right? So that's why there is a dependency. So this is non-functional, non-trivial functional dependence. Sorry, I got my tongue twisted because of that terminology. So this is non-trivial functional dependency. So if you have a table like this, let me draw a table here. Assume this is a table. You have a student ID, you have course ID, professor ID. This is asked to be split because it should depend on super key. So the better design would be, they say, don't design like this. Design this into two tables, which is first is student course, And then the other one is course professor. Yes. So this has to be split like this. This is a this is the problem. So yeah, this is the design. The below one is the right design, which you should follow. Above one is what is not a in BCNF. Yes. So that's the difference. Now you will ask, what is problem with this design? So the problem is when as such, there is no problem. Problem will occur when you have to insert, delete, update the record. Yeah. So for example, here, let's assume you have a student 101. There is a course, let's say course is called CS1. Professor has an ID, say professor ID, professor X, right? So this is how your table has, and definitely student table has all the details about the student, course table has all the details about the course, professor table has all the details. Assume this professor leaves the college. Deletion, right? So you have to figure out where all these professor is there and delete so many professors, so many rows. You have to update so many rows. So then it becomes complicated. Or this course got assigned to multiple professor, to a different professor, say Professor Y. Right. So now it becomes difficult to deal with it because you have so many students taking this course and you have to update it in multiple rows. But this is not the case in this. So hope you understood this. Is basically this is called deletion, insertion, update anomalies. Right. So this is the advantage of using BCNF. And then the last normal form is fourth normal form. Fourth normal form is about multi-valued dependency. Maybe I'll ask you, any one of you, to read about this, research on fourth normal form, and explain to rest of the students in the next class. So this is multi-valued dependency. So go through all these normal forms I have taught you, and then redesign the table so that it can serve all the requirements, right? So take this remaining exercise as your assignment. We have discussed all of them. We discussed normal form. If you apply normal form, then you will get the design. Yes. And then also you can take care that only one user books a seat, and you can ensure that by locking before booking, that only one user is able to book the seat, right? So there is a mechanism called locks in the database. Whenever we discussed this already, right, in the database class, that locks are the way to achieve this concurrency control. So whoever is booking the seat should first acquire the lock. And this lock should be exclusive lock. When you have the exclusive block, no read and write can happen on this particular column. And once the booking is complete, the availability will be updated and you will not have any other user booking this seat. So this is all about the database design of BookMyShow.
I have one doubt here, one concern here.
Yes, yes.
So will we be revisiting the database design in like the next class? Because like I don't think we have understood it properly. So even if we do it as an assignment, I don't think we'll be able to
Yes,
understand
yes.
it 100%.
Right. Correct. Absolutely. I am also aware of that. So this database designs we will be doing for multiple problem. I will be covering, we have 9 more classes which we have to cover. In that, we will be covering 9 different problems. And in all of these, we will be covering database design. So in that,
No,
we will become.
what I was what I was telling is, rather than moving to another problem, I would suggest like this problem itself. I don't think any. I mean, like at least from my side, I have not understood the database side completely. So I would suggest to let's complete. I mean, iterate this once again, finish the low level design completely, and then move to another problem. Is the right ways, I think. I would
Yeah,
also
so
suggest.
database design is the low level design in this case. Yeah.
So that's what I'm asking. So like in the next class, will we be able to reiterate on the database design
Yes.
here once again?
So you design, right? I'll be sharing all these notes. So mostly 80% we did in the class, right? Remaining to 20%, ensure you verify and design. So come up with the design. We will discuss in the next class and complete it, right? But I will look into your design and correct the mistakes, and then we'll provide you the solution, right? But yeah, if you do not attempt yourself, it doesn't help, because I can help you now, but in interview, it's not sure that you will get the exact problem. You may get a different problem, and then you will not be able to do because you have seen this solution. So I would suggest attempt this problem by yourself. This will be giving you good understanding. Yes. So in next class, be ready with your design. I will review it first for all of you, and you can verify, correct it in case there are any mistakes. And with the concepts and with the theory which I taught, you should be able to do it. Right? You will be able to do it, a design which will satisfy all the requirements. Clear? Good? Sounds good?
So
Or you are more confused after this session?
To be honest, I am confused after this. I mean, like, so see, I mean, what I think we should do is we should really, I mean, take one use case and completely do one, like, HLD, low level design and high level design.
Yes.
Say let's take in this case, we have not completed the database design. Like we can maybe do the assignment. We might, let's say,
We have done database design, right?
we have done the database design, but there's a like
How
we
much
already know
percentage
that
is remaining? What is the challenge now in database? Let's talk about database design. What is remaining in database design?
question here is are the tables designed properly? See, we were designing the tables and the tables had a problem. That's why you taught us like the
Yes,
entity relation diagrams,
yes,
and
yes,
we learned about normalization, and we have to go back and reiterate and
yes.
make the
Right.
tables
So
correct. Right?
these are the table design. Yes, these are the table design. This is correctly designed. Yes. Columns, you have to put it here. Exactly. So until seat, we completed the design. Here till I would say this part. Last 3 table, take it as a take home assignment. And we'll discuss this after you solve this assignment, these tables. Yes. So yeah, let me just quickly show what is covered and what is your part.
We had
Yes.
that points, right? For low level design, these are the things that we need to keep in mind while designing. So
Yes.
have you shared that because I could not
Yes,
find it.
it's shared in the notes for first class. Sure. So booking. So yeah, see, user table, theta table, hall table, right? So these table, show table, and movie table is designed. Your task is design the booking table, design the payment table. Yeah, you do payment also. A booking will have multiple payments. Right? Some payments may get unsuccessful. Some payment may be successful. But yes, you will have a booking, and a payment will always be for one booking, right? So in some cases, you may have multiple payments for one booking, and a payment could be made for multiple bookings also, but not in this case. In BookMyShow, you book only and pay only once for booking. Yes, so you have to design this payment table, design booking table, design. Yeah, snack table is simple. Ignore it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you will be able to do seats, show seat, and show. Yeah, this table you design. So the things which are underlined.
I have a question here. So these are supposed to be the assignments, right? So once we do the assignments, do we have a validation on it? Question one.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So
Yes.
if that is the case, so we started the class by the topic as LLD, right? Low level design of booking, BookMyShow, correct? So we have did the database part of it. So I am assuming like in the next class we will be continuing on the LLD of BookMyShow, correct?
Yes. Absolutely. Right. So
Okay,
don't
thanks.
worry. Each and every doubt you will get clarified. Each and every problem we'll discuss with good enough detail so that you have complete clarity. But thing is, I can clarify the doubt if you come up with the doubt. Yes. If you don't ask the doubt, then definitely I cannot clear it. So I would want you to attempt all the assignments. Whatever problems I am covering, you also try it out. Come up with a list of questions. We will discuss that. Yes.
Okay, so we have class diagram, UML diagram, component diagram also as a part of low level to complete, right?
Right. But here, as I said, we will be focusing on the database design and normalization. Right. Yes. Class diagram and other diagram, you can always do. Yeah, you can always do, but do not expect that. Yes. See, class diagram will be very similar to the design. You can't do for each and every module. We can do it for one module, right? So that is not a big deal. There, the complexity is not there.
But we have to do that in the interview.
Yes,
That
you
is
should
a
do.
must.
Yes, you should do. Yes.
Tarun, that is what I'm asking. Like in the next class, we'll be continuing on the LLD, right?
Why you won't be able to do the class diagram? Tell me, right? Rather than taking everything from me, attempt some of the parts from your side. Is what? Because see, just by watching me solving this problem will not help you, because exactly the same questions will not come in the interview. And when new problem will come, you will be surprised, and you will not be able to do it fast, right?
But
So yes, do it by yourself, the class diagram as
But
well.
we should at least have at least one model to follow, right? We see in this whole
Yeah.
class, I don't think we have not done one complete solution. That's what I'm asking. So, see, what I'm suggesting is in the next class, we should ideally go continue this LLD completely. Or see,
Okay.
let's take, what my suggestion is, let's take the case of BookMyShow. Do the complete HLD and complete LLD for one use case, and so that we can follow up in the next, let's say in the next use case, we can follow up. We have a model to look up to, right?
If you want, I can discuss the class diagram also for BookMyShow, right? So we can do the sequence diagram, class diagram, but I have discussed this earlier. So either we can cover a new topic or continue on this. based on whatever you require. So you have to ask, what do you want me to do, right? So if you feel that you can do the class diagram by yourself, then I can move to the next topic. If you feel we cannot do the class diagram, we'll do the class diagram, right? So in the next class, Thursday, we will start this class at 8:30, little bit half an hour change in time. I have some other stuff. So at 8:30 to 10:30, we will have the next class, right? So the just half an hour postponement of schedule is there. I request you to adjust this for that class only, one class only. But in that class, if you can figure out, if any one of you can give me the class diagram, that would be great. And then we can discuss that, verify that. If you cannot, then I will do the class diagram, right? And same for sequence diagram, for any other stuff related to BookMyShow.
Tarun, so question once again. So in the next class, we'll be doing the complete LLD or not?
Right, we will be doing complete LLD.
Thanks.
Right? So, but you attempt it first. So I have shared the problem. You attempt it. Do not come unprepared, because it is, then you will be able to cover lesser problems. Right? So preparation from your side is very important. Like, it's also like coding. As without coding, you'll not be able to learn the coding. You need practice. In the design also, you need practice. Then only you will be able to do it. Any other questions? No questions? So, okay. See you in the next class. And in next class, we'll cover the remaining part, which is the class diagram, sequence diagram. And yes, I will ask you to complete the remaining one. And if you do not complete from your side, I will also skip. If you complete, if you attempt from your side, I will correct it, right? But yes, if you feel you are totally not in the stage of completing it by yourself, tell it now so that I can plan accordingly. So is it the case that you guys feel that we will not be able to make any progress in the class diagram or in the design of the remaining tables, which is not marked in the check mark?
From my side, I will try, sir. Like I have.
Good. Give it a try. Give it a try. I'm not saying that you do it perfectly. And see, also very important point. In 1 hour, no one can design BookMyShow 100% correct. Trying to attempt is very important. Approach for the problem is more important than the right solution. Yes. So if you are approaching the problem, you will be able to solve. You have to showcase that you have the skill to become an architect. You do not have to showcase that you know the BookMyShow design. So because yes, you got this purpose totally wrong, that once this question is asked, you have to give the correct design. No, you don't have to give the correct design. BookMyShow is not designed in 1 hour. And what you have to showcase is you can deal with this complexity. You know what are the right principles, and you can approach and complete it by yourself. Right? So I think, yes, pay attention to the sessions. Very important. Also try it out by yourself. Replay the recordings and ask your doubts, clarify each and every doubts, and have a discussion, design discussion in the classes, rather than just having kind of understanding of what is right, what is wrong. Because what is wrong, what is right is important, but more important is why it is right, how I arrive at the solution. Correct? Hope today you understood the concept of designing the database, right? You got at least some practice of designing databases. right? It will
Yes.
take time. It will take time. Yes. You don't means no one can become a master very quickly. But yes, if you understand the problems, if you understand what are the bad points in the design, then definitely you can take steps to improve it. But yes, earlier, many people will not recognize what are the problems. So identifying the problems and then rectifying it, that is the best way to kind of design any solution.